Hello boys and girls, we're back for the rest of Captain Binky's story. I have listened to the first video and I can see that there's a bit of a glare for you, so I'm going to do my best to minimize the glare so that you can see the photos more clearly. But as I mentioned, you can ask mommy or daddy to comment here on the video for you to get a free PDF version of Captain Binky's story. That means you don't have to buy it from Amazon, but it is just 99 cents on Amazon if you would like your own copy. So I'll do my best to try and help you see the photos better. I might even push that a little closer. Is that better for you to see Captain Binky gazing out at the water? Oh no, I think there we are. That might be a little bit better. Okie dokie, shall we carry on reading her story? I just had to see where the page down button is. So remember, she had jumped onto the beach and she was sniffing at the crabs and the shells and the seaweed. Then she digs holes into the sand as the crabs scuttle away underground, tunneling their way into the sea. Determined to find a tasty treat, or at least a friend to play chase with, Binky carefully taps at the shell with her soft paw. Last time an ocean critter was sleeping inside a shell that she had battered, it nipped her toe before she could jump away. This time, Binky patched gently from a safe distance, ready to escape any creature that might pop out and surprise her. Binky is delighted to find the shell rolling over and over for her favorite game of chase. She springs after the shell, tapping lightly in a frenzy of stop and go along the glittering sands that stretch across the beach. Julie runs across the sand alongside Binky with her harness held safely. All too soon, it's time to go back to the dinghy across the choppy waves to Sandust. The wind starts to blow a little harder than usual, making the yacht list from left to right, more dangerously than ever before. Binky does not like this wind one little bit and worries about climbing aboard Sandust. Second Mate Curtis grips the tiller tightly as he works hard to steer the dinghy closer and closer to the yacht. The waves thrash all the passengers on board the dinghy around like washing in a washing machine. They cling to each other, desperate not to somersault overboard into the angry water. Coughing and spluttering, they fall about topsy-turvy, but everyone manages to clamber back to their spot, sitting on the edge of the dinghy. Second Mate Curtis manages to set the tiller right with great strength against the waves and revs the motor forwards, heading straight for Sandust. He is determined to reach the yacht before the next set of waves hit their dinghy again. Safely within reach of the ladder at the stern of the yacht, Julie hugs Binky firmly in the crook of her arm and grabs firmly onto the steel ladder. Just then, a huge wall of water crashes into the dinghy, sending Julie and Binky flying, Superman style. They slam against the back of the yacht with a loud thud. There's a photo of Binky. Can you see her? I'll try my best. Binky wonders if they'll ever make it back safely on deck. She meows nervously into the howling wind. Luckily, Julie's grip holds as tight as glue while she forces herself up onto the rungs of the ladder. Bravely, she climbs to the top and collapses onto the stern of Sandust. The firm surface feels safe like a warm hug. There's Captain Binky sleeping on the cushions. Quickly, Julie places Binky onto the bench seats in the cockpit and turns back to help Curtis out of the bobbing dinghy. Together, they lift the ladder and tie both dinghy and ladder securely to the back of Sandust. Crawling back to the cockpit, they find Binky wrapped up in a cozy bundle where she burrows herself away from all the dangers around her. After a big sleep, Julie, Curtis and Binky relax around the barbecue as the second mate fries up a sizzling dinner of tuna. By now, the wind squall has disappeared, leaving behind a calm surface of water as smooth as a mirror. Oh, there Binky's woken up and he's looking out, sitting up. Captain's duty includes checking the weather before they go out, so Binky can't understand how the wind and waves got so rough so quickly. Windy weather told her it was supposed to be as still as a pond today. When she checked again to find out what went wrong, she saw a last-minute warning of unexpected bad weather swooping through their area. Too late for them to see because it was so sudden. The second mate's view from atop the crow's nest the next morning is crystal clear for mile after watery mile. He tells Binky how good the day looks, and they decide to head out to a sunny bay where they can enjoy the day. Binky takes the wheel while Sundust glides serenely. She transports them for an hour of gentle cruising towards a private beach island. When they arrive, First Mate sits on the bow checking the depth of the ocean and the surface of the ocean floor. She makes sure it is just right to anchor. She finds a perfect mix of rock and sand where they set the anchor chain down. They know they won't damage any of the beautiful coral further away. Jumping into the dinghy is as easy as 1, 2, 3 this time. Sitting comfortably in the dinghy, the three happy sailors slowly putt-putt their way across the gently bobbing water. They find a shaded area for their picnic and play. With gentle wash lapping the shore, Curtis and Julie haul the dinghy higher up onto the sand where they tie it up onto a thick fallen tree trunk. Binky stays close by, not feeling too adventurous today. She decides to keep her playtime short. With a long stretch of her front paws on the picnic blanket, Binky rests as the peaceful hush of water soothes her to sleep. While she sleeps, Julie and Curtis put on their masks and fins to go for a snorkel. The water is so warm and calm, it feels like they are in a bath. They tumble into the breaking waves and splash around in the foamy white water. The water froths up like a milkshake as they right themselves ready to swim. As soon as they look into the depths of the ocean, they are delighted with sights of fish in all colors of the rainbow. A bright blue-lipped fish startles Julie as it pokes its head around a rock, as she too edges around from the opposite direction. Curtis goes a little further out into the ocean, finding coral round and lumpy like a woolly sheep. He dives down to get a closer look, poking his finger into an anemone while he's looking around. Quick as a dart, the anemone closes its sharp quills around Curtis's finger, but he manages to yank it out of danger just in time. Once back on shore, they collapse in a heap, excited yet worn out from snorkeling, diving and swimming for nearly an hour. "Did you see that enormous clamshell?" Julie hurries to ask Curtis in a rush of excitement. "I did, but did you see that huge coral?" Julie nods her head in answer with a happy smile. Together, they chatter with excitement of their finds until Binky stretches her paws and arches her back. She wakes up from her cozy sleep to remind them with a bop of her head on each of their legs that it is time for food once more. Back on board Sundust, it is second mate Curtis's turn to feed Binky. This does not please her too much. Curtis often gives her smaller portions than first mate Julie does, but she knows she will get a little more from Julie's dinner later in the evening. She curls her tail around Curtis's leg to thank him. There's a lovely picture of her peeping over the sail. Binky's favorite spot is to snooze once they settle for the night. Sorry, I'll read that again. Binky's favorite spot to snooze once they settle for the night is on the bimini over the cockpit. From there, she can see for miles across the ocean and watch for any pirate ships or even sharks. Happy that nothing dangerous is out there, Binky's eyelids begin to close. She dreams of all the exciting adventures she will have while they stay on this fun-filled island. I have a glossary here, boys and girls, for you to look up the difficult words that I was reading in case you're not sure what they mean. I do hope you enjoyed Captain Binky's adventures. I have another book that I'd like to read part of with you called Swooping Through the Milky Way. I did promise that we'd make our own shooting star, so that will be tomorrow's adventures. Remember to comment down here on the video if you'd like the free PDF version for yourself, or if you'd like to have a copy of the book. It's 99 cents on Amazon. I'll put both links in the comments in the description. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now. Remember to make your cat mask for your cat parade.